Rico takes his time in front of the net. Gets it up to center. Here's a break. Christian going right in. Stopped by Barrasso. Neely is nailed hard by Samuelson. Janney back to Bort. Scores! Bort! Puck rolled on and Galley takes over. The Penguins quickly. Mario Lemieux knocked one down. He has one in front. He scores! Mario Lemieux right off the bench. At the Boston blue line, Neely has been hurt. He's going off. The Bruins cannot afford to lose Cam Neely. Mario Lemieux is okay. Alone. Scores! Mario Lemieux. Now Stevens having to hurry. He's in. He can go. He scores! Stevens with a great burst of speed.
Welcome to Classic Series here on the NHL Network. I'm Dan Pollard. Today we look back at the 1991 Wales Conference Final between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins. There were a multitude of storylines going into this series, with both Ray Bourque and Mario Lemieux still in search of a coveted Stanley Cup that would validate their greatness. But as compelling as that was, the drama that grew from Kevin Stevens' bold guarantee is what is most remembered about this stunning series. During the 1990-91 season, the Penguins became division winners for the first time in franchise history. Ironically, it had little to do with their best player, Mario Lemieux, who was restricted to just 26 games because of back surgery. Nevertheless, Super Mario managed to score 45 points. Now, for much of the year, the dynamic duo had been Mark Recchi and John Cullen. But late in the year, Craig Patrick made a bold move, trading Cullen and Zarley Zalapski to Hartford in a multiplayer trade that brought both Ulf Samuelsson and Ron Francis to Pittsburgh. Patrick also shrewdly acquired defenseman Larry Murphy, a future Hall of Famer from Minnesota. In the opening round of the playoffs, the Penguins trailed the Devils 3-2 and appeared to be in trouble when Frank Pietrangelo was pressed into service in Game 6 in New Jersey due to an injury to starter Tom Barrasso. But Pietrangelo, who had no previous experience, would respond like a veteran, highlighted by a memorable save off Peter Stastny. The Penguins forced a seventh game where Pietrangelo pitched a shutout to help his teammates advance to the second round. In the division final, they defeated the Washington Capitals in 5 games. Tom Barrasso had returned to play, allowing just 3 goals in the final 3 games of the series.
I think this team is very confident now. We believe in ourselves and we believe in each other, and the way Tommy has been playing recently, we feel that we can beat anybody, and just a matter of going on the ice and working hard for 60 minutes and doing a job. They bump and grind and play hard for 60 minutes, so it's going to be a more physical series than the Jersey series and the Capitals.
The Bruins had finished first in the Wales Conference during the regular season, and they were favorites to reach the Cup final for the 3rd time in 4 years. In the opening round, Boston eliminated their New England rivals, the Hartford Whalers, in 6 games. In the Adams Division final, they faced the Montreal Canadiens in what would turn out to be a very intense and closely contested series. Ultimately, the Bruins prevailed in a decisive 7th game at the Boston Garden. Cam Neely had been dominant all season long with 51 goals in just 69 regular season games, and he was following that up with an equally impressive postseason. The big winger had 12 goals through 2 rounds of play.
Tremendous offensive weapons, clearly. I mean, this is a team that can rival any in the league for offensive power. We're not going to be able to give them anything, clearly.
Less than 48 hours after defeating the Canadiens in an emotionally charged series, the Bruins were hosting a rested Penguins team that had won 6 of their last 7 games. Despite obvious mental and physical fatigue, the Bruins did hold home ice advantage, and that was a significant edge because Pittsburgh had won just 2 of their last 17 games at the Boston Garden, heading into the opener of their Wales Conference final.
Bob Johnson declined comment on the series tonight. He was busy measuring the dimensions on the ice. It's 9 feet shorter, 2 feet less wide here than the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, and 11 feet shorter in the neutral zone. That prompted Scotty Bowman to suggest that Bobby Orr never had any problems here.
Stevens for the Penguins gets it up there for Joey Mullen. Here's a shot at another great shot right off the bat, stopped by Andy Moog, and Moog is serving notice that he is still hot. That was a good shot. Sweeney, bad pass though, stopped by Mullen. Here's Bourque coming in. Bourque trying to pass one out front. He's around it and now he centers it. They score! The shot by Mullen, and Pittsburgh jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Not a shot on Barrasso yet. And they're nearing the 6-minute mark in the opening period. Neely dropped it back. That's broken up. However, kept in. Johnny, right in. Scores! Johnny! Lemieux takes over at center. Look at him working there. Slides it in there to Moog, and there's going to be a Boston penalty. Mario doing a trick or two. And Moog had to come up with a big save. And it's a Boston penalty. Mario worth the price right there, showing us what is to come in this series. What Recchi wins it. Pops on the puck and skates away from Galley. Back to Phil Bourque. Take the shot and gave it to Mario. In front of Cobb, they score! What a beautiful passing play. And Pittsburgh's Kevin Stevens, left alone to the right of Moog, gives the Penguins a 2-1 lead.
Well, if his friends and relatives are in the crowd, he got a goal for them.
4 minutes, 5 seconds left in the period. 2-1, Pittsburgh. Bruins intercept Ruzicka. In front of the net, score! Neely for Boston.
Right there at the right of your screen. Neely's all alone. Nice play, John.
What a pass by Vladimir Ruzicka to Janney over the stick, right on the tape. And look at this play by Janney. Neely comes in, Janney to Neely, no mistake.
And the Bruins turn it around. It is Weaver and Ruzicka. His long shot gloved by Barrasso. Put a high one to Bourque. Bourque centered it right in front. Sweeney scores! Bob Sweeney.
The Bruins take the lead for the first time in the game. John, who should be checking who? Boy, we saw some nice Pittsburgh puck handling, but how about this after the Bourque the interception right there?
Barrasso should not have tried to fire it up the middle. Bourque picks it off to Ruzicka to Sweeney, and Sweeney with good finish around the net.
And it's Pittsburgh moving up. Stevens in there again, right in. Oh, and a great save by Andy Moog. And there's going to be a penalty to the Boston Bruins. Well, what a great swift play by Kevin Stevens getting in on Moog.
Now watch Stevens go in. He cuts around Galley, uses his speed, protects the puck, goes to the forehand, gets a good shot away. Moog made the save, and look at Stevens' skates. Right in against Andy Moog.
Now look at 22-year-old Mark Recchi on the Pittsburgh bench. He led the team this year with 113 points, 40 of them goals, and he leads the league as far as playoff point scoring is concerned.
Now it's Recchi for Lemieux, off his stick. Murphy, stopped by Ruzicka at the line. Here he gets a shot in there, score! It was tipped by Recchi, and I think hit somebody else on the other side. Bob Sweeney is very upset, but the game is tied.
Mario Lemieux.
Now they wave it off.
Mario Lemieux directed it into the net, and it was called by Gord Grossaker, the linesman. And watch Lemieux. He's being tied up. It goes, nice little tip to Lemieux. Now watch Lemieux steer it in with his foot right there, steers it in.
Bob Johnson trying to get Andy Van Helleman's attention. Now Andy skates over to the bench, as he often does in situations like this. So there's the coach whose team has just had a goal wiped out.
4:30 remaining in the second period. Boston with a 1-goal lead. Janney knocked out. Here's Neely. Neely going in. Scores! Neely for Boston. That's 2 tonight for Neely.
Here's the play. Yager giving it away to Janney. And watch Janney on his back, throws it across to Neely. And the scouting report on Barrasso, down on everything, fake the shot, and then slide it through his legs.
Goes up over the line, hangs onto it, put a pass in behind Murphy. Murphy stopped it up the blue line now. Long shot, score! Deflected in front of the net. Might have been Erie who got a stick on it. On the shot by Murphy at the blue line. And they're close now, 4-3. Roberts around the net for Pittsburgh. Here comes Poulin stealing it for Boston. Out front, score! Great to Christian. Here's a break. Ray Burridge. And Barrasso just got a piece of it. He fell back in the net as he made the stick save. Bork is back out with Ruzicka. Neely coming up behind the play. Ruzicka's shot is gloved by Barrasso. That was a pretty quick glove hand, too, by Tom Barrasso. Pittsburgh has had 30 for Moog. Here's Bork. Shoots, scores! Ray Bork. Five seconds, and that'll do it. One last shot, maybe. It's off to the corner, and the Bruins win the first game, coming on strong in the third with a 6-3 win.
Ahead of the show, after the Bruins won the opener, the teams play into overtime in Game 2, and the result leads to a bold guarantee.
Remaining in the second period. Boston with a 1-goal lead. Janney knocked down. Here's Neely. Neely going in. Scores! Neely for Boston. Roberts around the net for Pittsburgh. Here comes Poulin stealing it for Boston. Out front, score! Great play by Poulin to Christian. Pittsburgh has had 30 for Moog. Here's Bork. Shoots, scores! Ray Bork. Coming on strong in the third with a 6-3 win.
Despite being outshot 34-23, the Bruins had escaped with a 6-3 victory in the opener. Cam Neely, Ray Bork, and Craig Janney had combined for 4 goals and 7 points. Tom Barrasso had struggled, but was not the only Penguin who shouldered some of the blame. Mario Lemieux had been held to 1 assist. After Game 2, it would be another Penguin who was making headlines.
And Skriko takes his time in front of the net. Gets it up to center. Here's a break. Christian going right in. Stopped by Barrasso. What a great play by the Bruins to have Christian alone behind everybody. Long low shot. Don Sweeney starting to play. Neely is nailed hard by Samuelson. He is shaking his head. Neely was hit by Samuelson, who lined it up. And Neely is going to the Boston bench.
Now look at Neely's got his head down looking for the pass, and right there, the forearm and elbow. That was a good hit. I think Samuelson would have taken the 2 minutes just to have that good solid hit on Cam Neely.
Roberts hooked one high on the glass. It doesn't get out. Wesley stopped it with a skate. Now Wesley gets set. He has Bork on this side, and here's Bork with the puck. Back to Wesley. To the other side, right through the skates of Neely. Ruzicka is back of the net. Ruzicka set it up back there. They score! Neely slammed it in from Janney. 5:23 the time of the goal. Boston leads 1-0. Pittsburgh scores! Right back is Stevens jamming one in from in close, and we're tied just like that.
13 seconds unofficially between goals.
Wesley now scores! Wesley, and Barrasso didn't move.
Look at Taglianetti. Hits his stick up and over Tom Barrasso. And look at Wesley's reaction.
Wide. Only trying to center it again. Can't. Don Sweeney covered him. Yager goes in to dig it out. Yager takes his time. Now he's pinned by Galley. Reaching for the puck and can't make it. Murray back deep. Lost it. Mario around scores! Mario Lemieux around the net and jammed it in to tie the game.
Look at Lemieux. Bob Sweeney's not on the ice. Bird stayed out there way too long. Now look at Lemieux. Brings it around, slides it. Mo gets a piece of the first one. And then Lemieux using his long reach.
Janney carrying it. Neely just missed it. Sweeney's shot is blocked. Ruzicka, Neely again, and he just missed hanging on to that in the slot area. Bork slapped one in. Janney comes up with it. Janney back to Bork. Scores! Again, Mario, back of the goal, hit the back of the net. Couldn't find the puck. Ray Bourque did. Stopped by Murphy, however, at the line. It's kept in. Around the net, Lemieux again. Center, do they score? Finally, the Pittsburgh Penguins' relentless pressure pays off, and they have tied the game. Erie stopped near center. The puck rolled on, and Galley takes over. The Penguins continue to change quickly. Mario Lemieux knocked one down. He has Mullen in front. He scores! Mario Lemieux right off the bench. Grabbed the puck, and Pittsburgh leads 4-3. Great play by Lemieux.
A giveaway, but the way he picked it out of the air. Oh, great play by Lemieux. He just picked the puck out of the air on the interception off Sweeney, and that's a Mario goal to be sure.
Here's Ruzicka in the corner. Back to Bourque. To Galley. Again to the side of the net. High shot. Nobody could make contact. Bourque to Galley. Shot. Miss. Side of the net now. It's center to Bourque. He's in deep. Has to go back to Galley as Francis covered him. Bourque shot. Block. Rebound. Score! Johnny! And we're tied. Bruins are pressing on the power play. Wesley gives it off. Bourque to Wesley again. Shot! Knocked down. Neely fired it off to the side. Ruzicka came close. In front, Neely. He missed it. Bruins continue to press. Here's Wesley. Bourque is open. Bourque ready. Bourque passes. Ruzicka can't score. It's off the boards and cleared out to center ice. The Bruins are doing everything but putting it in by Tom Barrasso. Ruzicka thought he had it. Neely shot. That's blocked. 45 seconds left on this power play. You wonder if the Penguins can hang on. The Bruins throw everything at them. The Wales Conference Final. Bourque in for Poulin. Centered it. Here's Christian. Boston wins in overtime.
What a night for Vladimir Ruzicka here. All Bruins. The backhand shot by Christian. A save by Barrasso, but there's Ruzicka for the rebound.
Ruzicka with 4 assists and a very, very big goal on the night. At 8:14 of sudden death overtime, Ruzicka ends it for the Boston Bruins.
Ahead on the show, despite trailing 2-0, Pittsburgh forward Kevin Stevens guarantees that the Penguins will come back and win the series. Then he backs his words with actions. Vladimir Ruzicka's overtime winner put the Bruins up 2-0. But from within the cramped visitors' dressing room came a guarantee. Instead of being concerned about their deficit, Kevin Stevens loudly and repeatedly told anyone who cared to listen that the Penguins would win the series. The brash power forward choosing to ignore the fact that the Bruins had been to the Stanley Cup final the previous spring. Also ignoring the fact that the Penguins' greatest playoff memories to that point revolved around glorious defeats. He predicted that with the scene shifting to Pittsburgh, the Pens would take control.
Against Boston, Francis was dumped with Stevens. Now Stevens comes in, gets a shot, scores! Stevens for Pittsburgh! 1-0. He was bumped near the line. Pittsburgh bringing it right back, and Stevens again on the move for the net. Rebound! They score, but the net was off the magnets. The referee was nailed as he tried to go around behind the net, and he went flying, and will get his decision when he regroups. But Pittsburgh has put the puck in the net, and we don't know yet if Kerry Fraser says it's a goal or otherwise. Here's a better angle.
Now watch Stevens go to Moog, and Joey Mullen gets in. Stevens hits the post off. It is off before that puck goes in. And there's Kerry Fraser talking to Bob Johnson. I'm sure he's saying that I didn't see the net come off, but one of my linesmen made the call, and he was in a better position than I to make that call, and there's no goal. Here's another look, and look at Stevens. His hip goes into the post. Right here as Moog makes the save, his hip goes into the post, knocks it off.
So the Bruins dodge a bullet here early in the second period. Mike Milbury sweats it out a bit. Pittsburgh won, Boston no score, 5 minutes into the second period. Here's Murphy, brings the puck over the Boston line. It is dropped back, quick shot, score! France is scoring for Pittsburgh. Janney with Neely catching up on his right. Janney pass back. A long shot by Weimer, deflected wide. Ray Borg keeping it in. Barrasso out of the net, fires one high. Back into the corner, the puck goes. Neely centered at Borg, scores! Neely made a perfect pass to Ray Borg, and he beat Barrasso, and the Bruins get one back. Ray Borg at 10:24. It's now 2-1. Pittsburgh on the move again to bring it in immediately. Lemieux shot, rebound, score! They get it back just like that. Shot was Young, but he missed on the far side. Bruins poking down the ice. Neely slow getting up. He's upended. He's still on his knees back there. At the Boston blue line, Neely has been hurt. He's going off. The Bruins cannot afford to lose Cam Neely. Stevens shoots it in.
Milbury's going crazy on the bench.
On. Milbury's standing up. He has his stick in his hand, and he's breaking it across the glass. The play continues. Neely on the bench.
The question is, should there have been a penalty on the play? You check this out.
Now watch old Samuelson's knee right there, knee to knee.
So Neely on the Boston bench. And hopefully he's okay. Mario Lemieux is okay. Alone. Scores! Mario Lemieux.
Neely having words with Kerry Fraser. And now Kerry Fraser's explaining the hit.
Gets it up back near the line. And it's a break again. Phil Bourque this time all alone. Stopped by Andy Moog. Neely is leaving to go to the Boston dressing room.
One of the Penguins getting arrested is Ulf Samuelsson, as I'm sure Bob Johnson figures that the Bruins might be out to get Ulf Samuelsson should he be on the ice.
Into the zone. Burridge was in quickly. He got it back to Bourque at the blue line. Bourque elected not to shoot, passed it over on the far side. It's centered, and Barrasso will get a hand. He has been really busy tonight. The Bruins have had now 25 shots. Countdown started from 10. It's to the left of Barrasso, and this game's over.
So a very satisfying night, John, I'm sure, for Bob Johnson.
Ahead on the show, trailing 2-1 in the series, Kevin Stevens once again backs his words with actions as he tries to lead the Penguins to victory in Game 4 against the Bruins.
The battle lines have been drawn, and the war has been declared. But this battle will not take place in the desert or in the skies above. It will take place on the frozen surface known as the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Mike Milbury has declared war against Bob Johnson and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he has called in a whole new fleet of destroyers to carry out his battle plan. Alan Peterson, Bob Beers, Nevin Marquardt, and Lyndon Byers will be inserted into the lineup for tonight's game. A motley crew which has combined for just 7 goals all season while racking up 235 penalty minutes.
Hey, what do you call me, a goon? What do you think, I'm a goon? Well, it's because I got 830 minutes of penalties and 200 games. What does that consider? I mean, what do I get? I get 29 goals. I get 2 goals this year. Don't pressure me.
We've taken enough physical abuse, and I don't believe it's been warranted, the extent of it. I think we're going to have to respond to it, and I think we're going to have to play an extremely physical game.
Milbury's intentions are obvious. He's seeking revenge for what he calls a dirty game plan used by Penguin coach Bob Johnson. One play in particular, this borderline check by defenseman Ulf Samuelsson on Bruins sniper Cam Neely had Milbury screaming on the bench for justice. It was a hit that left Neely with a contusion on his right thigh and had him limping back to the bench.
Take a look at the replay. I mean, I could have blown my knee out and been out for the rest of the year or even longer. So, I mean, it's very, upsetting to me.
I looked at the video this morning, and I couldn't even tell looking at the video. So, if he says it's a knee, I'm sure it's a knee. I don't know why they would lie, but I was just trying to stand him up and hit him in the neutral zone.
It's not something you like to see. It happens a lot when there's open ice hits, and, that's up to the discretion of the referee on the call, and, it's not something you like to see, but I guess war is war.
Neely will be expected to play tonight, but may not be 100%. Dave Poulin won't play because of a pulled groin, and that will hurt the Bruins simply for the fact that Poulin has been their best cover man on Mario Lemieux. The Penguins, meanwhile, are still missing superstar backliner Paul Coffey, out with a broken jaw. All of these casualties, and the war is just getting started.
Kevin Stevens had backed his guarantee by scoring 13 minutes into Game 3 and later adding an assist on what turned out to be the winning goal, as the Penguins ultimately chased Andy Moog after 2 periods of play. Pittsburgh still trailed 2-1 in the series, however, but the combination of Stevens' brash proclamation and the validation of it with their victory seemed to have changed the momentum in the Penguins' favor heading into the pivotal Game 4.
The centering pass. It has opened up a bit now. Down the right side, Recchi. Taglianetti takes his pass, takes a shot. It comes back to him. Rolled into the side of the net, and Recchi couldn't handle it. Lemieux takes over, slides it in, score! Pittsburgh! Lemieux set it up for Erie. Bruins get it out. 2 of them skating in. 2-on-1, and Bob Sweeney drilled it, and it was Barrasso with the angle, covered perfectly. Won it. Jennings shot it, deflected and missed the far corner. Pittsburgh on the puck inside the Boston line. Francis trying to get away from a check. Does. Now goes for the net. Francis hooked it back. At the line, Jennings kept it in for Mullen. There is Francis again. He's bumped, gets loose, comes out. Shot, score! Pittsburgh leads 2-0.
Look at the strength of Ron Francis on Dave Christian. Gets the angle, slides it out to Mullen, and look at Joey Mullen. Shots this period 17-3, and 2 of the 3 shots the Bruins have been from outside the blue line. Andy Moog will be tired after this one.
Lost his stick in the process. Here's a pass to Recchi. He's fast. Recchi coming in. Recchi shoveled it in, and Moog stopped it. Recchi had 2 stabs at it, and Moog stopped it, and Recchi is very upset.
That was a strange play. Bob Sweeney nailed Mark Recchi with an elbow. Now here's the play where Recchi gets decked by Sweeney, and he stays down for quite a while. Now he gets upset. I'm getting back there. Is he skating this fast, or we speed up the tape, John? I don't know. Suddenly the brush is broken up, and here he is. He gets the puck, and he goes in for the Jets.
Glenn Wesley makes a good play on Recchi so that he can only just one-hand it toward Moog, but he gets his own rebound.
Christian throws a pass to the left wing. Marquardt is bumped in on the boards, but put the puck in. Jennings in the corner, not much room in there to move it, and the Bruins stay on it. Duras fired a pass in front. Quick shot, they score! Duras knocked one down and fed it to the far side, and the Bruins get on the board. Big goal for Boston. Erie for Recchi. He's racing up to center ice. Recchi over the Boston line, trying to go in. He is stopped by Bob Beers. We're in a hard bump. Now he's around the net. Lemieux scores! Mario Lemieux.
look at Recchi. Goes around, and look at Glenn Wesley. He's right there, but then he turns around and lets Lemieux get his stick on the puck. And look at him use his reach. And look at Mario Lemieux. His reaction, he knows how important that goal was to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Boy, Recchi did the job. He got so upset over the Sweeney thing, he hasn't stopped charging yet.
Along at center, Don Sweeney put it in, and Erie will dump it back out. 3 minutes to play in the third period. Mario Lemieux is hurt behind the play, and here he is. And he was injured in behind the play as it was cleared down the ice.
Well, they've got some tough guys out for Boston. Byers is out. Nyland is out. Now we got a fight. Nyland is involved. And Burridge is the other forward. And those, especially Byers and Nyland, hadn't been on for a long time. And then you see Lemieux with the right hand. There goes Nyland. He's tossed. All of this with 2:59 left in the third period. And Mario
looks
with
like
a sore right hand, I think. And he's gone to the dressing room.
Now with 3-1 and less than 3 minutes left, Bruins, as you said, Dick, had their hitman on the ice, and now Kevin Stevens and Byers are having words.
Penguins will just try to play it out now. Be careful with the Bruins. They're short-handed. Ford along the boards with it. He's knocked down by Lazaro. Stevens, quick shot, scores! Stevens! 5 seconds left. And they count it down. With Marquardt and Yager still going at it. That had to be 30 seconds or more.
Marquardt really trying to draw Yager into something. As you said, Bob, he just chased him. That was like public skating when one guy's chasing another. And now we get all of this in the corner of the rink. The time has run out. This game is over. And it's ending on yet another ugly note here.
Still ahead of the show with the series tied at 2 games apiece, Kevin Stevens continues to cast a long shadow over the series with a memorable performance in Game 5 in the Boston Garden.
Pittsburgh on the puck inside the Boston line. Francis trying to get away from a check. Does. Now goes for the net. Francis hooked it back. At the line, Jennings kept it in for Mullen. There is Francis again. He's bumped, gets loose, comes out. Shot, score! Pittsburgh leads 2-0. Erie for Recchi. He's racing up to center ice. Recchi over the Boston line, trying to go in. He is stopped by Bob Beers. Hard bump. Now he's around the net. Lemieux scores! Mario Lemieux.
The way we're playing right now, we have a lot of confidence in ourselves, and we know that we can play against Boston and win some games. So, you know, if we keep playing the way we are right now, we have a good chance to win the series.
The first 20 minutes will be important for the simple fact that I'm sure they're going to come out fired up, but it's going to be our job to really try and take the edge of their fans away from them and try and bottle them up as much as possible and really quiet the storm.
We've got to be desperate right from the start of the game. I mean, you know, we all know it's still 2-all and it's not a desperate situation, but we have to play like this. And when we do that, we play better.
Obviously, if you could get the key ingredient and throw it in the dressing room and have it work, we'd love to do it, but it doesn't work that way. It's got to come from within, and we're definitely going to have to find it because we're running out of time.
Back-to-back wins in Pittsburgh had even the series, but still the Bruins held home ice advantage. The Penguins knew to become champs, they would have to conquer their demons in the Boston Garden. Appropriately, Massachusetts native Kevin Stevens stepped to the forefront once again with his now famous guarantee still ringing in everyone's ears from his last visit to the Garden. Stevens led the Penguins into a pivotal Game 5.
Sweeney won it. Don Sweeney scores! Don Sweeney! Boston. Again in front, Burridge nearly got loose. Pittsburgh getting it out. Stevens having to hurry. He's in. He can go. He scores. Stevens with a great burst of speed for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they tie it. And Stevens has been hot. Murphy on the boards, has his skate on it. 40 seconds left on this power play. Mario Lemieux left it back of the net. Wesley bumping with Recchi out front, and Lemieux scores! Mario Lemieux scoring a power play goal for Pittsburgh. They lead 2-1.
And here's Lemieux starting it as Andy Moog tried to clear the puck. Now watch him circle like a vulture, and there he is with the big reach off the skate up to his stick.
Ruzicka giving chase. Here's Loney now, getting it ahead. Trottier is moving to center, and a good move there. Trottier dropped it. Samuelson, rebound. Trottier scores. Trottier got the rebound after making a fine play to Samuelson, and Pittsburgh leads 3-1.
Brian Trottier is the most experienced playoff performer in this series.
3-1 Penguins. From the draw, Bruins clean lead. Shot, score! Janney!
What a shot, and what a play by Ray Bourque. Now here's the penalty call. Look at Samuelson taunting Neely, and finally Neely reacts right there with the right hand. That's after the goal had gone in, and Neely gets a roughing penalty.
Well, the Bruins score in the first minute of the period and the last minute of the period. And even though they've been outplayed and certainly out-finessed through most of it, they're only one down.
Lemieux, back to Murphy, right on the line. Now Mario Lemieux again. Slipped it into Recchi, back to Lemieux's shot. Rebound, and Moog somehow stopped that from Phil Bourque. He was in there all alone. He had the empty net, so it appeared, but he couldn't get it up. Recchi turns to Young. In over the Boston line for Lemieux. Stevens shot, scores! Stevens scoring again on a setup by Mario Lemieux. And a hard shot to the glove side of Andy Moog.
Hard shot, and John, a quick release. Boy, what a great job he did from the slot. And what I would term a bit of a bad penalty to Cam Neely cost the Bruins in the power play goal.
Hammond had to wait outside the line, and now Brian Trottier alone on the play. Waits for help, finds it. Stanton scores! Stanton from Trottier on a perfect play by the veteran Brian Trottier. And that makes it 5-2 Pittsburgh. Recchi takes the pass. Gives it to Stevens. He had a quick look at Galley. Tried to drop it for Lemieux. Lemieux moving up on the boards. It's kept inside the line. Recchi's shot. And that's off Mark Ward. Here's Lemieux back to the line again to Murphy. Murphy drives it. Scores! Murphy's shot with Lemieux setting it up. And it hit something in front of the net, I do believe. At any rate, it's a power play goal with Bourque in the penalty box. And a 6-2 Pittsburgh lead brings it out. Lemieux right behind him. Mario Lemieux made a couple of good moves on Janney. The shot by Samuelson, he scores! Now, it hit somebody in front again. Stevens and Mullen were both there, but Samuelson drilled the shot. And now it's a rout. 7-2, Pittsburgh. It's out over the line. This will do it. Taglianetti looks up at the clock. Amble's back. Here's the siren. Pittsburgh takes the lead in the series. 3-2 by beating the Boston Bruins here tonight in Game 5, 7-2.
The Mario factor, Mario Lemieux had another strong game on the road, and Tom Barrasso was pretty good in net, although he wasn't challenged that much.
Ahead on the show, the Penguins return home up 3-2 and just a win away from their first trip to the Stanley Cup Final.
Pittsburgh getting it out. Stevens having to hurry. He's in. He can go. He scores. Stevens with a great burst of speed.
It really does look like the Boston Bruins may be at the end of their rope. They were blown out 7-2 in Thursday's game at the Boston Garden, so their chances of winning tonight at the Igloo, pretty slim.
They're playing very confident. Confidence is everything. Somehow down in Pittsburgh, we seem to have lost our confidence a little bit, and it's showing up in our game. I mean, you know, there's no secret. When you lose your confidence, sometimes it's very hard to get it back.
The Penguins have been tough to beat in Pittsburgh all season, and now they have the Bruins right where they want them, on the chopping block, one loss away from elimination.
We've got a secret plan tonight, I tell you. We put this in effect, we're gonna turn some heads.
And that secret plan is?
Well, it's a secret. If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore.
If Pittsburgh can lower the boom on the Bruins, they'll go on to face Minnesota. It would mark the first time two of the 1967 expansion teams have met in the Stanley Cup final.
We're winning hockey games. It's very simple. You don't look for anything more than the simple things. And there's guys in here that want to be leaders, and they're coming up with big plays at key times.
If the Bruins can somehow rebound from Thursday night's dismal performance and win the game, well, there'll be a seventh game. That'll go Monday in Boston, and then, of course, as they say, anything can happen. But at the moment, that looks as though it will be an uphill battle for Boston.
Kevin Stevens led the way with 2 goals and 3 assists in a devastating 7-2 Penguins victory in Game 5. Just as Stevens had brashly predicted in a cramped locker room in the Boston Garden following Game 2, the Penguins seemed on the verge of winning the series. His dramatics overshadowed the fact that the Bruins had been held to just 4 goals in the previous 3 games, after scoring 11 in the first 2. But Boston had gone to the Cup final in 2 of the last 3 years. We're just a victory away from forcing a decisive game.
Now Bork, back to Wesley. He takes the shot, rebound, dribbled by the far post. Bruins are coming close, side of the net. Hodge scooped it in, and Barrasso comes up with it.
Here's the move on Don Sweeney. Look at Don Sweeney. Tried to play the body.
And it's Gillen again, getting it to the line. Now Bork has to race in, and he does. Taking it away from Roberts. Weimer, shot, scores! Weimer shot it from the blue line. It was deflected, and in on the short side.
Cam Neely gets a stick on this shot from Jim Weimer.
To Wesley. Wesley won't shoot it, but Bork takes it from the line and lets her go. Rebound Neely, he falls. And it's Bork again, slipping one into Bob Sweeney. Bob Sweeney left it for Bork. Bork shoved it in front, it's centered. And Sweeney, they scored! They got the goal. Sweeney fanned on it, but it bounced out front, and the Bruins knock it in. And they're leading 2-0.
Now watch Hodge sets up the play in front. Hodge has lost his helmet. Bork to Hodge to Sweeney, and Sweeney misses his chance. Right there, he misses the chance, but look at Hodge.
Back to the line. Lemieux again, to the blue line with it. And now Murphy coming in with a shot right in front of the net. The Bruins can't clear it. Lemieux gets set, in, set again, set it up, score! Murphy, beautiful goal. Penguins moving it. Bill Bork getting a hole down the left side until he runs into Ray Bork. Now it's centered again. And it's Recchi turning back in front of the net. Comes out front with a shot. Rebound, score! Pittsburgh ties it.
There's Mario and Bob Sweeney, but look at Phil Bork. Now watch Phil Bork. Phil Bork picks up the rebound, rolling puck, and takes the shot up and over Andy Moak.
Here's room. Recchi coming up over the line. Phil Bork, and he made contact but just missed it. Recchi tried to backhand it in. The crowd is cheering because they see one of the Penguins standing over Lemieux with his arm up. But it didn't go in.
Scoring chances, it's not just one line like it is with the Bruins.
Recchi getting loose again. He has Phil Bork with him. And Lemieux, Recchi dropped it back. Score! Roberts scores for Pittsburgh.
Mark Recchi shows his quickness. Watch him back up the Bruins defense. And this leaves Gordy Roberts to come in. Look at Gordy Roberts sneaking in. And look where he shoots from. Right between the hash marks.
Christian for Boston, lifted one to the left wing. Hard hit by Taglianetti. Lazaro trying to get to the net. He's in there. Oh, here's another chance right in front. They score! Don Sweeney scoring for Boston. And it's tied again.
Just when you think the Bruins are down and out, they battle back.
He's trapped back there with Burridge alone. Nearly gave it up. Pittsburgh having a tough time against the forechecking Bruins now. Bruins can smell it pretty good. Here's Recchi. Recchi and scores! Recchi.
Now watch Recchi lean on this one. Look at his stick. Just inside the post on Andy Moe.
4-3 Penguins. Bruins. Last gasp, maybe. Murphy lost a chance to move it out. Now Lemieux. Empty net. Scores! Mario Lemieux. And that's it. Mario Lemieux, unassisted. The time of his goal was 19:32. The fifth goal of the night for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're ahead of the Bruins by 2 now. The shots are even 28 apiece. It's got to be over right here. Pittsburgh goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 1991 Conference champion, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Boy, this is definitely a perfect day in Pittsburgh.
Now, Mario with the trophy on the skate.
And listen to the fans here in Pittsburgh.
These teams would stage a rematch a year later when they met again in the Wales Conference Final. But the result would prove to be much more one-sided as the Penguins swept the Bruins in devastating fashion, outscoring them 19-7 in the process. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.